Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Prison Stories 101. We got a fan favorite back. Tara, welcome back.
What's up? Thank you for having me back.
Hey, thank you for coming back, man. I was gonna at first when I first put your interview out, I was gonna be like, man, no, I'm gonna give her the name, the title, Queen B. I was gonna go through the whole thing. But it seems that people just like to hear the real Tara. So they're like, hey, just call it Tara.
Yeah.
I always start by trying to see how has the reaction been to the first interview. Again, hundreds of thousands of views. I think you hopped in the comments just to let people know.
I did read the comments. Yeah.
Exactly. How was the interview itself? Or how was the reaction to it? The comments, the people reacting to it?
A lot of them were good. A lot of them were positive. A lot of people gave me a hard time because of my hat.
We like the hat.
Listen, some people said they ordered a fan off of Amazon because of mine. So,
man, oh yeah, cut a check, somebody.
we need to put the link in the video.
Yeah, definitely.
But it was good. Some was bad. Some I heard a lot of people say, she's saying cap or whatever, or don't nobody go get a clemency unless they snitch on somebody or whatever. And people like that have no knowledge of actually how the way those things work. There's always negative people talking. Most of it was really positive, though. It was really encouraging and positive, so I really appreciated that.
Definitely. It seemed like a lot of people wanted to hear more of your story. Again, when they say cap, I was wondering, like, what are they saying cap on?
I didn't know what they were speaking on.
And I was wondering, like,
cap.
Did you see if anybody who said that you were lying about anything, do you think that they served time? And I guess women prisons are different.
They are different, and people do. And then, like some people would say, like, how does she know the difference between men's prison and women's prisons? Because I've never been to a men's prisons, but literally every man that I know has been to prison. You know what I mean? And I know all the stories of what they've told me. And I've been to prison 4 times, and I know what a women's prison's like. And so, from the stories that they tell me and what I've experienced, that is how I know the difference between a man's prison and a woman's prison, and it is completely different.
Definitely. There you go. Well, let's definitely get back into and speak on it, man. There's more things to speak on. The one thing that I want to ask you in regards to our last conversation was, we spoke on, you see, we have these conversations with men about women COs.
Yeah.
And I know last time we spoke on men getting with women COs as far as men running prison. But I'm curious, when it comes to COs and guards, what is the percentage of men versus women that run women prisons? Because I would assume that more women should oversee women. More
women should see over more. Yes. If it's not the case, there are a lot more. I mean, you have to have women there actually in the women's prisons because men can't strip search us. They can't touch us. They can't do those things to us. So there has to be, more women. But really, I mean, it's kind of half and half. I would say, I don't know. I would say that there's probably more men guards in a lot of sense than there are women guards there, in my opinion, from what I saw.
For you, does that make sense?
No. To me, in my mind, I don't think women should be allowed to work in men's prisons. And I don't think men should be a few men should be, yes, in women's prisons, but I don't think that it should be more women that work in women's prisons, for sure.
Another thing that they were harping on was, you being mixed with black and white.
Yeah, nobody believed me.
Yes. What did you see?
Most people, but there were some people in the comments that were like, how can you not tell she's black? Like, of course you can tell she's mixed, whatever. My dad actually, and the reason I'm so light is because my dad was mixed as well. He had black and white, but black overpowers.
Yeah. What's a little percentage of it?
Percentage of it. If you're a percentage of anything, I'm black. If you look at my driver's license, it says black. If I got pulled, yes, absolutely. That's whenever you go into the prison system, I'm classified as a black. I'm classified as I'm African American. So all of my paperwork says that I'm black. In prison, my driver's license, whatever, because it's whatever your father is.
Yeah, that's interesting for your father to be mixed as well, though.
Yeah. He was predominantly more black, of course, but he did have some white in him, and that's why I'm so light skinned. Okay.
Well, a lot of people in the comments, they were they were admiring your beauty. They were like, "Oh, she's very beautiful." So, girls, when I asked about men CEOs, is it harder for women who are a little more put together? Do the men CEOs like hit on those women? Like, because the same way we talk to men and say, "Hey, these are
differently."
Okay, go ahead. What kind of treatments would be different?
You can get away with a little bit more. You can ask, there was one officer, and Mr. Passon, I'll never forget, but he was a very hard officer. But when you go to him and you're cute, sweet, and I'm not saying I'm the most beautiful girl in the world or anything, you know what I'm saying? But whenever you go to him and if you're more attractive, you're more likely to get your way or get what you want from that officer than if you are not attractive. And that makes sense. So they're them little cute, pretty little girls, they go to officers and, they, can we change this channel or can we stay out a little later or, whatever. It's more easier to get your way with the main guards when you're attractive.
So what are you saying to the ugly girls? What are you saying about them?
I mean,
I'm just messing with you. No. Like you ain't getting nothing.
No,
good luck.
That's not always the case. But the little cute, and I wasn't one of them. And I wasn't one of the ones that did that or that used that or whatever. Like I said, I behaved in prison. I was a 100% model inmate in prison. But it is easier it just is. It's the same way in life, though.
That is true.
It's
it works.
It's for women that are beautiful or pretty. It's pretty, the pretty privileged or whatever. It's the same way in life. It's the same way in prison. Some guards that won't give in at all. They don't give a fuck what you look like.
Exactly. No, I believe you. Was there ever like a warden, like a or whatever you would call it? Would they come? How often would they come and check on the living conditions of the women there?
Not often, not as often as you would think. Sometimes maybe, I don't know, we would see the warden every now and then, but it wasn't a common thing for them to come walk the units to see how the living conditions were. We didn't really see the warden. Saw the captains, like the captains more than the wardens.
They always speak on people with different hustles in prison. Mm-hmm. What were some of the wild hustles you've seen? Again, I heard in men prison, someone would be like, "Hey, I'm going to be washing your drawers and I'm going to do that as a hustle."
They do that.
Yeah. Give us, what are some other hustles that people would do?
Selling food, doing tattoos, taking a string and stringing eyebrows, plucking eyebrows.
Doing eyebrows in there. Cosmetology. Interesting.
Yeah, doing eyebrows, doing massages. There are women that run massage businesses.
That's lit.
Done a couple of those a few times. Just regular back massages.
Yeah. I was say, how is for a massage? How was it done? Like, it's just come to my cell.
Yeah, you come to the cell, and there is a lookout, or people paying attention or whatever because it's not allowed. But at the camp, I told you I was behind the fence, and then at the camp, it's much easier at the camp because you can go in and shut the doors and stuff. But yeah, girls that would give massages.
Like 30 minutes.
30 minutes costs, I don't know, $5.
Oh, man.
An hour costs 10, maybe, if that.
Man.
Not bad. Much better than out here.
You would think a guard might go in there and say, "Hey, I'm going to get a 30-minute real quick."
Yeah.
You would think. We speak to a lot of men, and they say there's a lot of talent in prison. Whether artists, singing, rapping, drawing, like you said, tattooing. What are some talents that you've seen in there? Like, man, if this person was in the free world.
Artists. There are some women that can just draw their asses off. It's beautiful art. There are women that can put together. They crochet. Crocheting is a big thing in prison. They do quilts. They do big ass blankets that people would send home to their families. There's a lot of talented people. That's another hustle they would have, was selling like crocheted blankets and stuff like that. But food is a main hustle. And there's also hustles from like women that work in the kitchen, selling food out of the kitchen, just different things like that. being like, you got some eggs, some boiled eggs, and you bring some boiled eggs, and they bring you a thing of boiled eggs, and they get paid for it. So since they work in the kitchen.
What was your favorite dish while you were in the kitchen?
Like to eat?
Yes, it was for whatever. Yeah, I mean,
So
not in the kitchen while you were in prison. I'm sorry.
Like, okay, so like prison food or like regular
Prison food.
prison food. Oh my God. Cookie cakes, cheesecakes, potato logs. I really want a potato log right now.
Right, come on.
I saw a video of a spread. I think that you did with
Yes,
you did the spread thing, and I was like looking at it. My mouth was just watering.
Yeah,
because that shit is so good.
were you good at?
I was not. No.
Okay.
I'm not a cook.
Okay.
But I would pay people to cook for me. I provide the food and pay people to cook for me.
But technically, like you said, there's prison food, but then you could get outside world food.
No, you can't get no outside world food.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Yeah, you can't get outside world food. Some people could if they were good with the guards, and they did get outside food because they were good with the guards. But no, you're not allowed to order like any outside food.
Definitely. One thing I didn't ask you last time was visitation. Like, who during your time? Because it was you were there for 7 years or 8 years.
7 years.
7 years. Mm-hmm. Did you have any visitors? Anybody that was there to?
Just my mama.
Just your mom.
My mom and my son. Because I had talked about losing custody of my kids.
Yes.
My son. He did come to visit me. His grandma that had him, that got custody of him, he allowed her, to come and visit me as well. So I got to see him. But my mom was there faithfully. First, during my whole incarceration, she was there faithfully every weekend. And then it went to like every 2 weeks because I'm like, you don't have to come every weekend. But she was always there. She was the one that put money on my books, the one that if I needed $30 for a pair of shoes or something, and she always made sure that I had money on my books and pen pals. But
if there was something that you feel that they could change, add to, or take away from the women prison system, what would you say? What do you think is needed, or what needs to be done away with?
More education.
Oh, they don't have education programs?
They do, but more education opportunities. And I feel like they do have a lot of them, but especially like I feel like it would be really important for some kind of like, because you have to pay to go to college. You know what I'm saying? They don't have any free college classes. And I feel like for women to be able, because a lot of women can't afford it. Like I couldn't afford to do college classes. So I think that would be something to add to. I mean, they had a lot of programs, especially in the federal system. In the Texas prisons, they don't have as many programs as they do in the federal system. Yeah. I will say that. But I was able to, like I said, get my nursing assistance or, my license. I did the hospice program to where I went and visited women who were dying in the hospital. I led the choir. I just gained so many experiences from things, that I did in there. They had the dog program where I learned to train animals and train dogs. And so I did gain a lot of skills in there, but I just wish they had a little bit more education.
That's right. I think you said you had a dog with you when they told you were going to get free.
I did. I had a puppy in my arms, yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. Hey, to come back in, there's call. And cut. I'll be having to find a place to cut that part. Okay, so definitely, when it comes to, again, the skills that you were learning, the skills that you had, you had mentioned crochet braiding as far as another skill that women can have. What were some other, I would say, talents that you've seen in there outside of drawing, crocheting? If anybody, was anybody able to sing? No, you were a singer.
Yeah, I was going to sing for you this time, actually. But somebody said, what was your favorite song to sing? And I had said it was Amazing Grace. But like singing, acting, like we would put on shows. People would, they used to allow us to decorate for like Christmas and, Halloween and holidays. And you would be amazed at what some of these artists would make out of like cardboard paper. Like you would walk into a building, where the dorm or whatever, and you would see a huge giant Shrek that's up to the building. Like they built Shrek out of cardboard, and they would build Candyland out of cardboard. I mean, it was pretty amazing to what some of the women could do in there.
Now, you
I don't know if they'd do that any of that in men's prisons, but
yeah, that don't sound like. I don't think there's a giant Shrek in the corner.
No,
jeez.
But we did. They had contests to see, like who would have the best dorm or whatever, and so there was a lot of talented women in there. Drawn cups, too. That was a popular thing, to paint on cups.
Okay, cool. Now, wait a minute now. You said you was one of your favorite songs was Amazing Grace, and you might serenade the audience. I got to put you on the spot right now then. I have to put you on the spot. So if you don't mind, in the most angelic voice, can you give us a little something?
Okay.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. To His grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home.
That's your favorite song I would sing.
Hey, let freedom sing. Let freedom sing. Oh my God, that was amazing.
Thank you.
And you were putting that on, and you were doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah, we did shows and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no.
To start making music, hopefully.
Definitely. Man, hopefully they were tipping in there. God, geez, Louise. There, let me ask you, did you ever have a best friend in there?
Oh yeah, I have a best friend right now, Lori Cross. Love you, girl. She's. I met a lot of friends. Most of the girls there, or most of the friends that I had, close friends that I had, were in the dog program that I was in. Yeah. We ate together, we breed together, we lived together. So we formed really, really close bonds with each other. But like I said, all my friends right now that I have that are female friends, I don't have any female friends that are not. Well, I have a few like theater friends, but all of the ones are the ones that I was incarcerated with. That's the only females I hang out with, really.
There you go. Did you know anyone in there that was doing was anyone doing life?
Yes, there were a lot of women in there doing life for drug sentences. I don't know if they changed it since, but you can't go to the camp with a life sentence. Right. So you have to stay behind the fence. But yeah, there's a lot of women doing life for drug charges.
For drug charges.
They give out like candy. They give out life sentences for like candy.
What would you say their mentality was? Men are sometimes we're more feral creatures to where, you could maybe say more animalistic, I guess, to where, sometimes prison, they'd be like, oh, well, we can handle it. Life, we can handle it. We're just going to become our inner, animal, whatever. Women seem a little bit less feral like that. So for women who are serving life sentences, what was their demeanor like for the ones that you knew?
I'll tell you what, the women that were serving life sentences, they put their all into everything they did. They were the ones that were in the law libraries helping women with their cases. They were the ones that, would help the new ones that come in. They were the ones, they used their time to better themselves. They didn't allow it to beat them. I have a lot of respect for most of the women that had life sentences in there because they used their time wisely, and they just used it to better themselves. I mean, that was their life. You know what I'm saying? And so they made the best of it, honestly.
Did any women ever try to come on to you? And if so, did they ever physically try to come on to you? And how does that look? Is it touching involved?
I did. Oh my God. And this is a story that I forgot to tell you the last time I was here. So I did have this black girl. She was a roommate of mine in Hobby, and she was gay, and she was big old black girl. And I swear, I was young. Remember, I told you I was like 19 when I went into Hobby, and she tried to get me hardcore, and I was scared. Oh, damn. I was scared. So she didn't try to rape me or nothing, but she tried hard.
What was some of her tag? How far did she go?
She would make me food. She'd be like, can I rub your feet? You know what I'm saying? You need a massage. You give me your commissary, I'll make you food, baby girl. Anytime she would make something, and I'm just like, okay, thank you.
All right, so wait, she would make you food, you would eat it?
Of course.
She would offer you massages, you'll take them?
Yeah.
Okay. You said one other thing, but I forgot. You're basically taking everything she's offering. You're taking.
I am. I did.
So
we did not have sex. Let me put that on the record. I did not have sex with her. I had one sexual encounter in prison, but it was not with her.
Okay. Well, damn it. Who was it with? I mean,
it was with a good friend of mine, actually, in the feds. It was the one and only time, but it was with. I'm not. I've been with women before, but it was kind of we were just friends, and it was just kind of like a. I don't know. Let's just do it type thing. I mean, it was the only sexual experience that I had in prison completely.
It was one and done. It wasn't like
no. It was one and done.
You didn't want it more. She didn't want it more.
I didn't want it more because at the time, my beliefs, my Christian beliefs, because I was so into God, and so what I believed, I felt guilty and felt wrong about what I was doing. That's why I didn't have any female relationships while I was incarcerated, because it just went against my beliefs. That
one incident. Was that early on or was that later?
It was early on. It was within my first 3 years while I was incarcerated.
I see. Do you have a worst day in prison? And if so, what was it? What was
my worst day in prison was the day that my mom and my aunt showed up to visitation without my children and told me that they had been taken by CPS. Wow. That was the worst day in prison.
So they didn't tell you before coming?
No, I couldn't get a hold of them. They wouldn't answer the phone. I went several days without them answering the phone. So not only did I think that something happened or something was wrong, I couldn't get a hold of them. They just showed up to tell me, and they said that the reason that they did that was because they didn't want to tell me over the phone. That was the worst day in prison that I've ever.
Yeah, mind you, you're in. When did that happen? How many years?
That happened a year into my incarceration.
A year in, and you're serving. You're set to serve 20, right?
Yeah.
What does that do mentally? The one thing I always, definitely understand as far as being helpless. You're stuck in a situation where you get some news like that and they're visiting you, they tell you this, and you have to go back to this cell and you cannot go nowhere. What does that do? What did that do for you, like mentally, like as far as not being able to just move on that? And again, take your time, because that feeling, I just don't know how that would even feel to have to go back and sit down and be helpless from a situation like that.
I just went back to my cell. I didn't know what to do. I broke down in visitation, crying and screaming. And the guard had actually come outside and calm me down. And I went back to my cell and I just bawled and bawled. And it was the women there that were there to comfort me. You know what I'm saying? It was the women there that held me and that got me through that. And it was nothing. Actually, the person that really got me through it was God. And being helpless and knowing that there's no way, I didn't have nobody else to take my kids. And so knowing that and that feeling of being helpless and the guilt that you feel, like you're not there. And if I was only there, then I could still have my children and it's my fault. That's a guilt that I'll always live with for the rest of my life. It'll never go away. So yeah, that was.
No, like the last person said, time is one thing that you just don't get back. Those moments, you just don't get them back. But again, you are free now, and of course, there's time to correct some wrongs. With that being said, as far as for you yourself, situation like that, what was and again, this is day to day, what was your happy place in there? Like, what did you do to bring you joy day to day, just to get through this?
Any kind of church activity, helping people when I was a nursing assistant, taking care of other people, especially like working with the hospice people. It really puts in perspective how grateful and how lucky you are to be alive. That's what I used to get through my time, was that, because there's women dying in this bed that are fixing to die in prison. And even though I have a 20-year sentence and I'm going to have to be here 17 years, at least I know I'm going to go home at some point. You know what I'm saying? And these women are in here dying with cancer, and I'm a healthy, young individual. Yeah. So those are the things that I did. And helping people has always been my biggest, since I became sober, And like I said before I came in, that was whenever I was sober for like only 3 months of my life. That was whenever I knew that my calling was to help people. That's what I wanted to do. So that's how I decided to spend my time. I knew when I went in, I decided right then and there that I was not going to allow my time to beat me, that I was going to beat my time.
There you go. And speaking on sobriety, I'm curious because there are drugs in prison.
Yes. And listen, his stories and it's just not, at least as far as I know, I mean, there wasn't really women just walking around high on meth all the time or high on heroin or smoking K2. Like at the camp, it's a little bit more easier because visitation's a little bit more laxed, but the drugs just weren't as prevalent in the federal system. I don't believe that the guards like were bringing them in like that. I don't remember seeing anybody tweaking off meth at all the whole time I was there.
Did you have opportunity where anybody try to get drugs to you that you had to say no to?
No, they take like psych meds, like pills. That's their thing. It's like gabapentin. That was the thing. Like they would say, hey, let me get your medication and sneak it, whatever. You found religion in there? So I had religion before. Every time I would ever go in, I would be the kind of person that, and somebody had made this comment too, like, go in and find God. That's what everybody does. But so every time I would go in before, I would find God in there. And I've always known God, but I would ignore his voice and not listen to him whenever I came out because I was going back and doing the same old thing. So the experience, the first night that I had whenever I was like literally locked into the feds, the first thing that I did was grab the Bible. And like I told you before, God spoke to me as soon as I picked up that Bible and told me that I will not do all my time and watch what I'll do. And so that religion was like, it's not fake. I'm not, it's not a fake thing for me. Like my relationships with God is everything.
We look into male prisons. We hear stories of like, there's the Muslim faith and there's all these other faiths. For while you were in there, were there people of different faiths and how strong were their faiths were? Yeah,
there's Muslims, there's, natives. There's a lot of Native Americans in Carswell, so they get to do their little, their stuff. They go out into the huts with the smoke. I'm sorry, I don't know what it's called. Yeah. But they go out there and they do their ceremonies and stuff like that. There's, there's a lot of Catholics, of course, but there's lots of different faiths.
Is there any gang activity in women's prisons?
No.
Like, were they girls who were in sets? No. Are they going in?
If they are, they're not repping them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's not women in there going around saying, I'm Crip, I'm Blood, I'm this, I'm that. It's just not the same. It's not. I was talking to, God, I don't remember who I was talking to. Oh, we did a video shoot yesterday, and I was talking to another friend of mine, and she was like, it is not, in women's prisons, it's not like a princess palace, but it's just so much different than it is in the men's prisons. It's boring. It's boring to a lot of, you would consider it boring as far as like comparing it to a men's prison to a women's prison.
Goddamn.
It's just.
You had TV time. What was your favorite show while you were in there, if you can remember?
Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, that was lit. Oh yeah, Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
And then there was the Mayans after that, but Sons of Anarchy.
Did you watch you were in there for the whole run?
We missed the very last episode. He locked us down. The guard fucking locked us down at the very last season of the episode, and everybody we almost got a riot. And we almost had a riot that night.
I believe you. God, oh man, I believe. Shout out Gemma. But yeah. No, Sons of Anarchy. Y'all go watch it if y'all haven't. As we do these prison stories, and every time we come in and we tell these stories, I think last time what you spoke on as far as what people need not to do, and I forgot what you said last time as far as the thing that you missed, but. I want to, again, run it back as far as, just to remind the young ladies, because, again, it's not too many ladies that you just see that could do hard time, that years on end. And for you to come in and tell the story, it just goes to show, like, you guys exist. You ladies exist as far as doing this time. So last time we spoke about you doing this for love or for chasing a man, as far as doing criminal activity. So again, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you asked me that question.
Yeah, please.
Because a lot of comments had said, she ain't accepting responsibility. First of all, if I didn't accept responsibility, I would have told on somebody, and I never did. Second of all, I said that everything that I did wasn't because of a man. it was because I was with a man, and I was chasing that man and doing what, of course, doing. I'm the type of woman, and most women are, is what we're doing, what our men do. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. I accept full responsibility for what I did. I accept full responsibility for my drug use, for me selling drugs, for me doing drugs, whatever. I'm not blaming anything that ever happened to me behind a man, but I'm just saying it was always behind a man, if that makes sense.
Where is that dude?
Which one?
The last one you were with that got you, that the charge was caught. I think he was arrested too.
He was arrested too. His name Trouble. He's actually still incarcerated. He doesn't get out until, I believe, 2034. He got 24.
If he was to reach out to you,
I still talk to him.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. Yeah, hold it down.
I still talk to him.
So with that being said, thank you, because that's exactly what I wanted. But as far as being able to speak to the youth out there, these young ladies out there, again, please let them know as far as what they're giving up when they go sit down and have to sit through 7 years, of losing, like you just mentioned about your children and stuff like that. Please remind them again, because again, a lot of them out here are taking chances and are, one moment can get you a lifetime of hurt. So speak to them again.
You're giving up your freedom to choose. You're giving up your freedom to choose what kind of makeup you want to wear, how you want to do your hair. You're giving up your freedom to choose being with your children. You're giving up the freedom to choose, basically you're just giving up your freedom of choice for everything, because in prison you don't have no choices. You wear what the fuck they tell you to wear. If you can't wear your hair a certain style, like you can't cut women in women's prisons, you can't have certain hairstyle cuts.
Like you mean like this? Like I want a bob, or
yeah, like you just can't have a certain hairstyle cut. Like if you want to do a spiky, funky, cute little pixie cut or whatever, there's just certain hairstyles that you can't do in prison. So you lose your choice of those things, and you lose the chance to be with your children. And that's the most important thing that I have ever learned is that's my biggest regret in life, is that I chose drugs and I chose men and I chose that lifestyle over my kids, because I would give anything.
There you go.
I would give anything in this world to go back and do everything different, just to have those moments with my kids that I did not get to have. So that's what you're giving up.
Man, with that being said, again, I appreciate you, Tara, for coming in. To give
cried
us.
This time. I told myself I didn't want to cry this time.
Hey, when it's real, it's real. But no, I appreciate you for even being so vulnerable to even speak on this again. You're the first woman to come on this platform. Hopefully this opens up for other women to come tell their stories. And hopefully we have you back for more stories yourself. I know we always just scratch the surface, but I know today you got a busy day. So, but I am so happy that people resonated with your story. That so many people reached out, that you reached out and you're in the comments. So let them know that you will be in the comments. If they do want to follow you, to get at you, because I think other people have watched it and said, hey, I would love to talk to her, interview her.
Yeah, I don't really have a YouTube channel. I've thought about starting one. I am on Instagram and Facebook. I think my Instagram is Ice Princess. Or no.
That's the old one. No,
that's the old one. Hold on.
Right.
That is the old one. It's Princess Tara 3313. And then my Facebook is just Tara Perry. And then I do have a TikTok account though that's also Tara Perry. So
okay,
they can follow me there.
If y'all want to get in touch,
I'll put the links in the little a comment or something.
Please
People
do.
really want to follow me.
No, I'm sure they will. So with that being said, once again, Tara, I appreciate you for coming on. Again, I can't wait to have you back. There's more stories to tell. Maybe there is one day where we could get you to come taste a spread that another inmate makes.
Oh, please.
I don't know. But
please.
if you said your mouth, right, yeah,
spread,
yeah, your mouth is watering, we may bring you back in for one of those situations. But with that being said, we got to say it, man. Prison Stories 101, Tara. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Thanks.